Then here, mutual relationship of the nature and environment. The mutual understanding, mutual relationship, living beings, especially human beings, having importance to protect our environment. Otherwise, there is a lot of problems we have to face due to different issues, due to different constraints, pollution, everything. Hence, our constitution, then our legislations, our government created laws. Here, up to now, various laws, acts are there regarding protection of water, air, environment, forest, wildlife, then Biodiversity Conservation Act. Depends on the necessity. Wherever problem will occur, whenever problem will occur, at that time we are proposing and then act accordingly. Actually, the central government has general powers of making law and coming up with facility to mechanisms of making this law work well effectively. It has the power of taking measures to protect and improve the environment. Also appoint number of various cadres officers. They can issue directions to central government, any ministry, department, either at the center, at the state level or central level. These can make rules to regulate environmental pollution. Pollution, environmental pollution, water pollution, whatever it may be, regulation. To regulate, some authority is monitoring all these things to regulate, then give better environment, provide better environment for the society. It has the power of delegating some of its functions of working this law. But let me look at the major important power, and I am reflecting on some of them because of these are repeated in pollution control laws, as well as the purpose here to elaborate on some of these major functions, which will not be repeated when we have the lecture. I mean, many times we are discussing pollution is going on, various issues are going on. So, without laws, acts, major functions, and then everything will be dilute. To that, I mean, to enhance the situation, I mean, to get the sustainability, there is a lot of powers of setting standards to getting our sustainable development. That is the importance regarding all the laws, rules, regulations for the environment. Actually, Environmental Protection Act came into force in 1986. The central government lays down the standards, that means for environmental degrading or polluting activities were there no standards before 1986. That is the situation. But laws came and then policy came after some times. That is also too difficult. Why it is going on? Why it is there? See here, first law. So the Water Act, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act came into force in 1974. The Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act came into 1981, but Environmental Protection Act came into 1986. See the situation. After that, before that itself, Wildlife Protection Act is there, Forest Conservation Act also there, Public Liability Insurance Act 1991. Everything is came there. Everything is there. All these acts, if there is no law, there is no rule, there is no policy, there is no act, nobody will listen to others. To conserve our nature, to conserve our environment, certain rules, regulations, acts, laws should be there. That's the reason all these came into force. Environmental Protection Act 1986 was enacted in the case of or in the problem of Bhopal gas tragedy, Bhopal gas leakage. At that time, many people suffered due to leakage of methyl isocyanate in Union Carbide family, Union Carbide factory. If there is no like this acts, laws, many people will affect in future. To that, government took decision. Not only government, many people with the help of many issues to regulate all these situations, to control all these situations. These laws came into force. First, now I am explaining the Water Act. So, Water Act came into force in 1974. The objective of the Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act was to provide prevention and control of water pollution and maintaining, monitoring, or restoring of the wholesome of water for establishment with a view to carrying out the purpose of aforesaid of boards for the prevention and functions releasing thereto and for matters connected therewith. Main objective is to prevention and control of water pollution, monitoring, maintaining, regulating the water conditioning. So any act, actually Central Pollution Control Board is there. State Pollution Control Board is there. Here functions of central board is promote cleanliness of streams and different areas of the states. Many action plans, Ganga action plan, Yamuna action plan, to clean the rivers, streams, like that. They come into force from the central boards. Advise the central government on any matter concerning the prevention and control of water pollution. Next thing is the coordinate the activities of the state boards and resolve disputes among them. In previous classes, we discussed many water related issues, issues relating interstate, intergovernment, nations, among nations. Many disputes are coming for water because water is the major source, very, very important source for all the activities. Then provide technical assistance and guidance to state boards, carry out and sponsor investigations and research relating to problems of water pollution, where source is coming, how we has to overcome it, everything through research, then guidance. Then organize through mass media with different advertisements through media, TV, and then everywhere. A comprehensive programs regarding Jal Shakti, Awas, Jal Shakti Yojan, Jan Jal Shakti, like that many programs is organizing the center from the central board. Even government also initiating many programs regarding National Water Mission to aware the society, public regarding importance of conservation of water and regarding the prevention and conservation, control of water pollution too. Then collect, compile and publish technical and statistical data relating to water pollution and the measure of measure device for its effective prevention and control and prepare manuals, codes regarding the treatment and disposal of seaweeds and trade effluents, flood effluents everywhere. Different codes, control measures, manuals, how we has to control, how we has to treat it, solid waste management, and then in the municipality, waste water, everywhere, different codes and then manuals also providing. Establish and recognizing a laboratory to enable the board to perform its functions under this section effectively, including the analysis of samples or sample of water from any stream or well or anywhere nearby areas, any polluted sites. It may be any water sample, any seaweeds or trade effluents also, whatever it may be, from industry, sewage, garbage, everywhere. These are the functions of the central board. Then what about the functions of the state boards as per this act? Then central board may not control all the issues of the individual states, various states in the nation. Hence, state pollution control board also there. State control board has the plan a comprehensive program for the prevention, control, or abatement of pollution or stream, as well as the state, and secure the execution thereof. Central board took major streams, but individual state boards, whatever the rivers, streams are present on that particular state, will take care of it to control, prevent everything. To advise the state government on any matter concerning the prevention, control, or abatement of water pollution. So this board give the suggestions or advices to the state government. How we can prevent, control, or overcome water pollution. To collect and disseminate information relating the water pollution, prevention, control, abatement of water pollution. So, from various ways, different ways, this board, State Pollution Control Board, will collect the water samples from the pollution site or somewhere, whatever it may be. To encourage, conduct, and participate the investigations and research relating to problems of water pollution. Suppose state pollution control board sometimes central pollution control board will do all these things with the initiation and then with the prior instructions of the state pollution, central pollution control board. State pollution control board also doing all these things. Along with research related problems of water, how we can overcome all these pollution, then how we can regulate, how we can mitigate everything. To collaborate with central board in organizing the training of persons engaged in programs relating to water pollution, prevention, abatement, and treatment. Like some of the researchers, professors are doing water related research, like me. Many people are doing what are the factors, as per WHO standards, as per APA standards, everything, how here it is deviating, what is the problem is facing, what is the, these our surrounding areas, what is there in and around industry areas, industrial sectors, or any thermal power plants, then any cement industries. Everywhere, what is the things are going on, like that is going. Which kind of situations is happening, how we can prevent, abate that pollutants. What are the precautionary measures we have to take? Everything will be taken. To inspect effluent treatment plants, trade waste, industrial waste, and domestic waste too. Wherever, from the domestic side or industry side or everywhere, simply we are throwing, or simply we are dumping, simply we are sending the water, polluted water to the streams or rivers. That is also very problem, big issue. This one also state board has to inspect. To lay down, modify standards for trade and domestic waste, to evolve economical and reliable methods of treatments, utilization of treated effluents. Suppose anywhere, after treating the effluents, and then any important things, if we can use for another purpose or another things also, it will be for agriculture and disposal into land or somewhere. So where we can utilize the treated effluents, that thing also, I mean, from that waste to wealth. If it is dumped in the water, it is waste, and also water is also polluting. But after treating that water, and then if we can utilize that treated effluent for agriculture purpose, or as a fertilizer, or any, if it is disposed into some other ways, or we can use, reuse from the waste, we can get the wealth. It's economical purpose. To lay down standards of treatment of seaways and industrial effluents to be discharged into stream during dry weather flow, like that. To advise state government with respect to the location of any industry, the carrying on which is likely to pollute a stream or well. All these things will be monitored by state board. But everything is going on, but whatever it may be, everywhere, all the policies are there, acts are there, rules, regulations, everything is strictly framed, even though water is still polluting. That is the problem. So, some sections in the Water Act I am coding here. Then section 24 of Water Act is, no person should knowingly cause or permit any poisonous or polluting matter determined in accordance with such standards as may be laid down by the state board to enter into any stream or well or sewer or inland. This is the section 24 of Water Act. No person should knowingly cause or permit any poisonous or polluting matter may be sent to the wells or seams, whatever it may be. However, a person shall not be party of an offence under subsection 1 by reason only of having done or could to be done by any of the following acts: constructing bridge, dam, whatever it may be, dock, drain, sewer, sewage, whatever it may be. Other permanent works which he has a right to construct, improve or maintain too. Depositing any material on the bank or in the bed of any stream for the purpose of reclaiming land, for supporting, repairing or protecting the bank or bed of such stream, provided such materials are not capable of polluting such streams. So whatever it may be, if we are sending to the banks or rivers or say any streams of the water, any person has to first check it. It is, if it is causing any harm or any pollution to that particular water body. That is main thing. Polluting into any stream by any sand or gravel or other natural deposits which has flowed from a bean or from a bean deposited by the current of such stream. Whoever contravention of provisions of section 24 shall be punishable. All these things, whatever it may be the reason, if anybody is polluting some particular any river body or water body, as per the section 24 of Water Act, shall be punishable with imprisonment up to 6 years and with fine. But everything is going on, who has to initiate? That is the major issue. Any individual has the right to visualize the situation to the board, state board, and then government, even though if necessity to central board and then central government also. Even the municipality corporation, companies, government department also to be prosecuted under Water Act. Anybody. This is the government organization. That's why they have violations. They may violate the rules and regulations. That is no. Everybody is punishable under this section if the above rules are violated as per the Water Act. Varieties of powers are given into the central and state boards to make applications to courts for restraints of pollution of water in streams and wells. Anybody can proceed. Anybody can take motive, or otherwise pollution is going on. So any individual has to initiate it, or otherwise it is going on, and then environment will be degraded. I mean, as per Water Act, water levels, I mean, water bodies, all the water bodies, and then whatever it may be, will be degraded, polluted continuously. And then finally, we are drinking, all the living beings are drinking the water, then automatically effects are going on. Who has to take as a serious consideration, serious issue if any water body is polluting? At the same time, being an individual, you have some duties too. Don't waste water, don't pollute water. Wherever it is going on, you have to educate the people to overcome that situation. Everything is going on. This is regarding Water Prevention and then Pollution Act. So, Water Act came into force in 1974. First act in the environment is Water Act, Water Prevention and Control of Pollution Act. Why it has first act? Because water is the basic prior important, basic important need, basic need. Water is the economic good to all the living beings. Many problems faced. Right to environment is the right to all the living beings, especially human beings. Right environment. Hence, it came into force in 1974 itself. How many laws, rules, policies are there? It is going on, but To effectiveness of that laws comes individuals came into monitoring. Whenever individuals come, put forth, at that time, that law or policy will be justifiable. You are facing the problem in your particular reason, you have to go ahead to proceed as per law, as per act. Or otherwise, who will come? You are facing the problem, you have to proceed as per that act. That plays vital role, that plays crucial role, that gives life to that particular act. Or otherwise, laws are there, acts are there on the paper. Nothing is there. If we have to protect our environment, if we have to protect ourselves as a human being in the society, we have to proceed in proper way, in proper manner. That is importance of Water Act.